아니 데스키고 이거를 이렇게 쉐어를 제가 전주 심사대 니 신변기 심바 인장 당에 드린다다 진짜냐야데 니 신변 신라 근도진이지 심바 시트야 지도 아니 진짜디 니기 인상데 구노 데스콤 데스자고스라.
So now we're going to do a meditation on motivation. So what we're listening to now is advice or teachings on how to develop bodhicitta. So the question then becomes, well, how do we develop bodhicitta? The basis for developing is this wish to benefit others. So therefore you should think along the lines that I'm listening to these teachings in order to benefit others. So for the benefit of others I'm listening, and therefore develop this pure motivation. So this is the meditation we're going to do to set our motivation.
이제 아니 담제성 시다오르지에 따라왔습니다. 이게 저거 공부 좋아나. 내가 얘네 수준 내대로 상담을 하는 거예요. 그래서 좀 상담을 저당하는 거 야만 내가 지금 세세를 다 강의 연구로 와. 상담을 연구된 걸로. 나한테 이제 그거 강의 가르쳐 배우는
So having developed this pure motivation, we then need to develop this commitment or determination to maintain this motivation. So having cultivated this pure motivation, however, we need to protect that, because throughout our daily life we come into difficulties, we encounter problems and difficulties, and at this time this can have an effect on our mind. Our mind can tend to go down, or definitely can affect us, but we need to be firm in the fact that no matter what difficulties we face, no matter what happens, I won't abandon this pure motivation. Now feel joy, rejoice in having developed this pure motivation thinking, have this pure attitude. Take great joy in that.
다심 다다가 가는 샤와 다단단한 거 먼저 디나라 유니 미데 내가 숨으시 요말 지난주에나 암저 니야 되면시 내가 요 말에 아무 담아도 탕이거든 말에 다단단 진짜 요 거였어 니야게 심디 니야 가는 샤워라 나이나 계제 셰야 가는 샤워라 안로에나 계제 유야 가는 샤워 먼저 디스미시 내가 요 말에 딜레 셴바도 유효스 발라발라 상무 유효스
Alright. So now we need to keep our mind in the present moment. So the way to do this is to be clear, like while you're here now, other than listening, you don't have any other job. You don't have anything else to do, right? You want to be present in the class. So basically in this room, there's only 3 jobs to be had. My job's to talk. Anton's job is to translate, which leaves you guys, and what you got to do is listen. So as long as you know your job, you should be alright.
And your mind coming, this one, blah, blah, blah. No. You know, after class, no. I'm listening now. You can, you can talk your stuff, bring your mind to the moment. Yeah. Yeah, well, when there's any 갈래 가고 뭐 심해서 다른 집 보면 the same thing was the Length Lam Rim 갈래 가고
So if you are clear and you're focused on listening, then you shouldn't have any difficulties. However, if you're always thinking about what happened this morning or yesterday and your mind's full of all this kind of blah blah or this distraction, then that's when it becomes more difficult. So just to be clear, other than listening, no other jobs.
Not easy. Man, easy to jump in 먼저 단대게 참대로 장주 쌤 대고 좀 쉬셔다. 그래서 낭배 산집에 추게 직냠내 지하로 참마 두유나. 대전이나 뒤도 그래서 저 쩌바 차네로 와. 쩌바세로 와 쩌바. tawadan chobasewro
Right.
chobekon chewendu ta ranjigu thondajini dizenjikro nambasanjiwe chini nyamne jini susu thondajiyala ani rikjigi kyawachima susu milu ya rikjigi susu khowale thaya ta dele gyuchungudan gyutingsigore ta dene samlo jacheru tanro ta susu jigu thonda sam digmendo semje tamje ranil kadi chimboreshi chezange da semje shengi tam제기 심지 시행기 통다 지구도 선데 삼바 자침보 진이들라 내가 제 삼로 땅 아니 직배 내가 진이들라 대과 첨부스러와 틱매 틱진 디진이나라 도고요 대전 당보진나라 아니 기부 충무다 기부 딩기 추냠는 도고요라 대전 담아들라 기부 충비 추냠는 도고요레스
So today we're going to be looking at this development of bodhicitta, which is the Mahayana view, or the Great Scope. Sorry, not view, to do with the Mahayana, or the Great Scope. So within Buddhism, there can said to be two types of Buddhism. And so when we're looking at in terms of the conduct, so we have the view and the conduct, but in terms of the conduct, then you could say that the activity that is for one's own benefit, right? So this would include the small and medium scopes, so those motivated by attaining a positive next rebirth or happiness in their future life, and those motivated to obtain individual liberations. So that's the small and medium scope. And also then there's the more vast view, which is to benefit others. So this would be the great scope because the view is much vaster. So you have this two divisions, those working for their own benefit and then those working for the benefit of others.
자단다 semje 탐제 태바 첨부 추 냠내 진이데 답에 시름로 야고 여베이나 기우 충무다 기우 딩 냠내 rem바도 요나 아니 기우 첨부디 야고 용고요 중재 갈라나 기우 충무다 기우 딩랑데 지랜데레 이제니 그래 겨왕아지라 이제 용고요와 겨왕아지가 레 준데 스니디 요와 되게 수수심라야 내신이운데 아니 가령으로 semje 탐제 심지도 탐제 수술라 컨디션 뭐 쇼저랬다 그봐 심지도 사망할 컨디션 버렸어 단달로죠 이 이진라를 담배 나라요와 단 심지 탐제를 이신을 왜래로 전조도에 상반이 다지고 된 것이었어 심지 탐제 이신으로 뭐질래 하고 한다 로로 빌린 틸린 레장 아니 미드죠 심지도 컨디션 그래서 컨디션 차네 그봐 dollar billion tilling 먼저 산제지 고만 탑투고요 말에 dollar billion tilling 먼저 심난지 디지트 투고요 말 심난게 디지트 비하다 산제 고마도 해야 돼 심제를 되는 거요 연장 수 상망을 거디 심보레스 어디 거디 시기요다 심제 탐제 수술을 빼 거디 심보 임바디 시도나 대 전주심께 레하고 연구 먼저 단다 전주심께 레 깔레고 쳐야 돼 심지 탐제 수수 거린 침보인 바디 수수 심나는 텐도고요 말아 시도고요 말아 어디 대가대 당도 먼저 대가대 도도고요 말네 마
So those who are focused on the benefit of all sentient beings, these are said to be like great scope practitioners, but in order to sincerely have this understanding, one has to understand the practices for the order of the practices or the previous practices of the other scopes. For example, if one has a firm understanding about previous lives, past and future lives, and an understanding of that, through that understanding, then it's possible to sincerely see the kindness of all sentient beings. So, and this is very important, as Geshe Lama Rinpoche said in the mind training text. He said that all sentient beings are more precious than a wish-fulfilling jewel, right? So what's meant by this is, well, in modern times, that would be more precious than $1 billion or $1 trillion. And why is it said to be this way? Because even if you have $1 billion or $1 trillion, you can't buy your way to Buddhahood. The only way you can attain the state of enlightenment is based on the kindness of sentient beings. So through recognizing, once one's able to sincerely recognize the kindness of others, then bodhicitta can be developed easily. However, for us, We can't see that. We don't. It's hard for us to see the kindness of others. So because we can't see the kindness of others, it acts as like a block or a barrier for us to develop our bodhicitta.
다 전주 쌤제게 탐람들 르머니 셰레와 준대 명화 등주군에 개와당 다시 냠지지군에 개와서 때대 장과 대 장산에 다 뒤에대 로정되게 장다 장에 다 단당도 다 전주 쌤제단데 셰게요라 한국 전주 쌤제베 탐람들 준대 명화 등 마신 진지 진소 이완 장바 항상 민지 첨부 전주 쌤제제 뒤에대 다 직도 차 니와들 다시 냠지군에 로정도 스테데니디 탐람들와 다 탑란들 때네 네 당도 베나 심 계단 그림 바 컨데스 껴고라 해서라는데 다 당도 어딜 립데요레 심 계단 그림 바들로 전주 심 계단 될 립데요레
Yeah. Okay, so when we talk about developing this bodhicitta, then there's two methods for doing that. There's the 6 cause and 1 effect method, and then there's the exchange of self for others method. So we've already looked over this 6 cause and 1 effect, right? So seeing all beings as one's mothers, recognizing their kindness, wishing to repay their kindness, love, compassion, special intention, and then the bodhicitta. So we've looked at that. So now we're looking at the exchange of self for others technique, and we've got to the point of how to actually produce the bodhicitta. Semke di kiram, no?
심 계단 식으로
Yeah. So how to actually produce the bodhicitta.
근데 심 계단에 당봉도 빼질라위네 더 그런도 내 가시 당도 하고 말 빼샤비나 빼샤비나 당다 심제들라 디즈니 샤고라 멤버 심제 당 주거 심제스로
Right.
아니 멤버 심제 당 주거 심제 심니 샤고라
Yeah.
멤버 심제 와서야들라 아니 멤버 심제 와서야들라 먼저 배나 가는도 이나 먼저다 오글랭라야 또 되베 삼바죠라 되래 당아 오글랭 도긴 삼바시도 이 멤버 심제 바래 봐 당아 도긴 당아 줘야 돼 당아 줘야 타쳐서 라미나 당아 멤버 심제 봐 다 되네 네다 뭐 남주디가 되는데 제다 신들 랑가라 숙제 돼야죠 랑가라야 숙제 안남디 나도 다 돼야죠 어디 뒤쳐야지 아니 죽었음 예사다 죽음스러다 죽어 줘발은 것을라고 하더래 당보 직디 캘렌체 되어서 직 니와디 줘발은 것을 납제 아니 야 랑가라 숙네 돈이 소리지 그러다 어디래 다 빼로 샤는 셈지
So, to give an example, because there's 2 types of this bodhicitta, we call it aspiring and engaging. So, to give an illustration of the difference between these, if you wanted to go somewhere, say you wanted to go to Auckland, for example, if you had this wish to go to Auckland and you thought, well, how can I get there? And you kind of think about it. So this wish or this intention to go without actually going is what would be the equivalent to aspiring bodhicitta. So you might plan out how you're going and think about it, but you haven't actually gone. Then the second type of bodhicitta engaging would be like actually going to Auckland. So you'd buy your plane ticket, you'd pack your bags, you'd get in the car, you'd go to the airport and you'd fly off to Auckland. So you'd go through the various steps that would actually be required to get you to Auckland. So it would be an example of the second type of bodhicitta engaging. So we have the first one, aspiring bodhicitta, which is kind of like a wish or a belief, and the second one, engaging bodhicitta, which is the actual act of going or doing.
다 책디 인지치 그래는 배회 책디 대해서 겨워였다. 멤버 쌤제다. 멤버 쌤 깨발라 겨워였다.
What? So 멤버 쌤 깨?
멤버 쌤 깨발라 겨워요. 그래서 멤버 쌤제는 쌤제 용어로 와. 알아. 멤버 쌤제라이나 쌤제 용어로. 당장은 저 멤버 쌤제 와서 내가 아니 시드죠 쌤제 탐제도 산제 고마 터버 지기 인세 내가 쌤제와 장구요로 어디 책디 겨와요다.
I'm going to translate that.
계속 가보다디.
Yeah, it's also hard to translate. So, sem ke tan sem ke pa. So, sem ke pa di mire or di mima?
뭐바 셈지에서나 셈지라래 진짜 다들 컨도 라고 말해.
Sem ke pa?
뭐바 셈지 바라면 다 단다 셈지 요 말해. 다 배전치고요라.
Oh, okay.
So
there's a difference. Yeah, okay. So we have this aspiring bodhicitta, which is this wish to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. But there's a difference between what we say simkir and simkir part in Tibetan. So it would be like
셈지 셈지라래다. 되다 전심 거로.
Okay.
단단한도 뭔가 셈지 발라데 단단한도 초가숭 아니 셰지요 셈지 산제고 뭐터 지기 인스거도다. 어디 담자지고요. 당한도 산제고 캘린지고요.
So it would be like almost like aspiring to aspiring bodhicitta. It's about the best I can come up with. So I'll explain it. So if you have aspiring bodhicitta, it has to actually be bodhicitta. Like it has to fulfill the definition of bodhicitta. So you've already developed bodhicitta. However, for us, we haven't developed it, but we still do these practices to aspire to attain enlightenment. So it's kind of like the previous step, like it's an aspiration, but it's not the full-fledged aspiration. Is that clear?
따디 초가 뭐바심지 초계고네 링거로 와디 베나 초바디 데레다 예 초바디도 간다 두슬랍다 데 람르나라이나 아니 심지디라 미그네 심지면도 아니면 담자예베 디삼바 초갈데 베나 단단한저로 최대적 심지 담제는 산제고마 토바 지기 인라로 아르 디 심지와 심지와 될 미그네 단단에 단징한도 고롱 검자인 봐. 뭐로 이제 찍버찍냐래 돼. 저당에 가도이나 고롱자 당도 곰시 차지 등에 답시 치고. 다 배나가서도 셔라. 대변지 곰데스 겨네 하고 있으래. 라. 디데스 내가 셔모래. 곰자는 최대적 심지 탐제지도 산제지 고마 토바 치기 그런서 곰데스 겨라. 이게 라비 있는 패진 세우 차로. 다디 디스 내가 셔모래. 라.
Okay, so tanda di
곰데스 겨. 곰데스 겨는 세우 차 그래서.
All right, so we're so we have this kind of chakati commitment. Okay. All right. So first we're going to do a little bit of a meditation here. So we need to have this aspiration to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So we need to meditate, and we need to meditate on this motivation to develop that familiarity. So we're going to do a little bit of this meditation now. It's very important. And then when I go on to explain the next step, it will become clearer. So we'll do the meditation now. Okay. So you can use whatever reasonings are relevant to you, but the point here is you're actually trying to produce some feeling of it, like feeling this wish or to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So whatever method or reasoning you can use to do this, that's fine, but you're trying to produce that feeling. So you should be aiming for that.
다딘데 심디 단단 심 지어져라. 근데 심디 아니 산지 고마 마타바등에 담자들 땅금에 담자성이야 돼. 어디 면심 담자성 어디 다 대신 거.
Okay, so now we need to understand this commitment. So this mind, this feeling that we've generated here, we need to sustain this, be determined not to let go of this or let it degenerate until we attain enlightenment. So we need to really have this commitment to always have this wish, maintain this wish.
어디들라 면심 담자성 왔으라고 그러.
So this is what we'd say the aspiring mind's commitment to the aspiring mind.
다디 초가를 되네. 엔디 랭고레서 그러다. 다 초가 되래. 초가 돼. 초가 되래. 샘지 초가 니스로다. 초진의 주가 산제된 신선문에 달라 공수에서 되네. 수수다 초주로와 딩원이 샬로는 전시 딜레야 슈베 산제된 신선문에 angalo kongo zero chis pomo ya ban hanga sula zu chowa pru de chen ne ta thangbo sem thangbo de lowen de lengura lama de lengura li de lowen kong su se se ane su su ming je da ming de xi je we se ge do gewa de na gewa xin xin da de gewa ne jin be ran xi da su zhen ji ran xin da gong be ran xin ge we zao na xin de zao xi de zao le ji de ji dang we de xi ra ju me yang da bo ze san yan sa ju mo le xi ju sem ban da sem ge bo ba sem ge wa de la na me yang da bo xin ju de wa ti xin do se da 초진의 주가 산제도 주스마는 제 대다게 사주 전주스마도 대다게 셈 단당 아주 셈 깨버 나시 깨셈 깨네 아셈 깨버자 마야메지 이제 아니 전화도 셈 깨버 대나시 장 아예 셈 깨버 지금 인서다 그러 콘조게 셈 깨제 아니 셈제 담제 전체하지도 참 담보 삼바 상보도 깨셈 깨버 대신도 다민디 시계회장 뒤디네스 시즈 전용물을 취지받을 라나면서 보시면 셈 깨 기wo sekda wodirida 당기 먼저 삼 공자에 뭐 wodir 다민디 시기베냥 지지신용을 치유라는 chanju 셈 깨워 기wo 셈 가르치에서 당에 지도 좋습니다. 이제 산지 공부 터버 치유 근데 셈디 아니 산지 공부도 봐도 아니 갱에 가르치는 게다 로드 돌금에 담저성이야. 어디 시기요 되러 직들이 저가들.
So we're going to this assuming the mind generation. So it's on page 140 for those who have the text, the ritual for assuming the mind generation. So I guess you read it out, so I'll just read this out to you. This is the what you go through when you're going through the ritual. So all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas writing in the 10 directions. Please grant me your attention. Master, please pay attention to me. I, whose name is, and then you say your name, by means of the roots of virtue, of the nature of generosity, the nature of ethics, the nature of meditation, that I have created, caused to create, and rejoiced in the creation of, in this life and previous life, just as the previous Tathagatas, Arhats, perfectly completed Buddhas, and great Bodhisattvas, thoroughly abiding in the great grounds, generated the mind of unsurpassed, perfect, complete enlightenment. In the same way, also I, whose name is from now until I reach the essence of enlightenment, will generate the mind of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, great enlightenment. I will liberate those not liberated, free those who are not freed, give breath to those unable to breathe, and cause those who have not completely passed beyond sorrow to completely pass beyond sorrow. So this is this the assuming and this commitment to develop this mind of bodhicitta. So first of all, it's using all the merits that you've created through practice of generosity and so forth to develop bodhicitta. But what kind of bodhicitta? This bodhicitta is exactly the same type of bodhicitta that the previous bodhisattvas and Buddhas have all developed. So then you make this commitment that I too will attain this exactly the same type of bodhicitta. And will not forsake it. So you will develop it and you won't forsake this attitude. So that's the essence of this verse.
다들 심지어 마태와는 태워 치세거든. 다 심지에 가지고서는 마태와서 돼. 코베 동엘레 마태와도 아니 코베 동엘레 태워 치기. So when it says I will liberate the beings who are not liberated,
So when we're talking about not liberated from what? So not liberated from the sufferings of samsara. So that's what you will liberate them from.
마트와 남트와 지사데 니 시드기 지골레 마트와 저 라니는 다좀 봐도 시드드 트여야 말아. 제가 시드 마트와 저 아니 시드기 지골레 트와 지기 예서라.
So Shidrup, non-drip Shidrup did it. Okay. So when you say freed those who are not freed, what we're talking about here is freeing them from the obstacles to omniscience or obstacles to knowing. So the first one's liberating them from samsara and then freeing them from the obscurations to knowing.
다 우마 진번은 우용을 치워서 당정에 난도도 tumduda nyawa yida zola gewa ugen honzo dungi janya nyonje dege yorwa deza honzo la ta gewe ukji tongya gewe lo chike to ngaranzo mila gewe lo je mongo yora gewa kom simna la kawa je mine chima tu plu ta ta simna jiwudin ja mongo yongu do honzo mila
okay.
dinde tundula yongu yo mara tundula dinde ge gewe ukji yonya chigi yinso uma chimon uyong chiwo sa di pejente ko wonti
so give breath to those unable to breathe is referring to the beings who have extreme suffering, like those of the lower realms, the hells, the hungry ghosts, and so forth. So to give them breath here would be like relief or respite, because for us as human beings, yes, we have some difficulties and sufferings, but we do have times when our minds are happy. It's not continuous suffering, but there are beings who are in a state of continuous suffering, who are the analogy of unable to breathe, who have no relief. So you'd be giving them that breath or that sense, that ability to have relief from their suffering.
용스 냥엘레 데바나 용스 냥엘레 데바 용스 냥엘레 마데바나 용스 냥엘레 데바신 다 셈제 탐제 산제지 고마 토메베 인자 아니 산제지 고마 마토 산제지 고마 토 지기 예스다 그래.
Okay. And cause those who have not completely passed beyond sorrow to completely pass beyond sorrow, which basically saying any being who has not contained the state of full enlightenment will attain the state of full enlightenment.
어디 멤버 심제 와서 그래. 멤버 심제 다데 초거고네 심제단 데레데 초거 때는 아니 심나라 초로지 레용고라고도 제 당보도 레다.
So this is the assuming the mind of aspiring bodhicitta. So this represents the mind of aspiring bodhicitta. Mompe junction simra.
말은
Jukpe
junction 멤버 chanju 심제 와서
yeah. The jukpe junction simra.
말해.
Okay. So this is the assumption of the mind of aspiring bodhicitta that has been arisen through this.
다드네 아니 chanju dombal람베 치스 다 진리 아니 다 chanju dom발레네 아니 신도 다 제세 줘발로 뭐스라고 그러더라. 제세 줘발 갈라서 나가서 란주 멤버 집에 진소 파진도 신주면 되고 시라로 왔다. 란주 멤버 집에 진소 파진 툭대다. 다 냠는 것이요. 단다디 조진 주가 산지도 준선바 대다게 아니 셈께제 대마 대비시제 네 줘발랑 것이라고 진바 땅야 추준송야 소공야 것이 제네 네 산제의 인상 땅에야 아니 지 파진 지소 파진 툴라 아니 것이 랍기 인스타 것이 쇼기 인스타 셈께네 줘발라 라바세 되다.
Okay. So the new karere tambo the pachin trogan ni put karere
말 셈께네 파진
란지
란기 주 멤버 집에 진소 파진 축제 수수게 셈 시와치야 그와 때 고고래 저는 이거 말해 되지 제마데 란지 멤버 집에 진소 파진 축제라 집에 이게 수수게 수수 셈 시와당 수수 동에 매워서야 되래 아신 멤버 제라는 되게 뭐고 시세죠 어디
Oh, okay. So then we look at it in terms of the two, developing one's own benefit through the practice of the six perfections.
Benefit around love you.
Not benefit, developing one's own mind stream. One's own mind stream through the practice of the six perfections. And then the Shenla Gyu. So subduing the minds of others through the Yoshira. So this is the subduing objects. Dinang la yure? Okay. Right.
다데 진소 파진 두디 나네 디링 저 다 진바 수준 소바 준비 시도다 전서 계저 망고 코데라 디리 아니 다 짐바 나 짐베 오 카레 짐베 요 카레 짐바 당주 카레 짐바를 쉐베이나 봐 짐베 오디 카레스나 아니 데레 동에 심바 봐 동에 심바레 주메 아니 짐바 따야게 짐바 동에 심바스 수수신나네 봐 잘라라고 지떼고 착세 맞게지 봐 떼고 삼바 타가라 짐바레 디중한도 디제디 짐바다 제 레라네 르롱저 게자 숨여로 짐바다 제데라 르롱저 게자 짐바디 수수 심게 아니 페 동에 심바 착신 마셔지 되더라 짐베 오테르.
So today we'll look at the first, when it comes to engaging in these perfections, we'll look at the first four of these perfections. Generosity, morality, patience, and enthusiastic perseverance. So many of you have heard this before, so we're going to just go over it briefly. So looking first at generosity, first we have the nature of generosity, which is defined as the mind wishing to give. So this is then within this there's three types of generosity, and then you also have the substance of generosity, which also has three types. Okay, yeah, did it.
다드네 짐베 요디 가르스나 아니 상징 짐바 추이 짐바 미지고 잡지 짐바 참배 짐바 차 짐바라 숨샤그리 시샤다 에도나라 베제 숨메 시샤냐여
네네네.
다 상징 짐바라데 안한서 미우볼라지 베샤다 도바지 잘라다 도즈테 도즈르다 제저 상징 짐바로
Right.
다드네 니 추이 짐바사데 아주 밀려야다 다디 야위어는 그런 상징 짐바다 아주 시라데 pen 편도 시라시라 요마 내가 당원에 되는 거라서 단다 먼저 지도디나 추억 짐바시야 돼 단다 지랑도다 진짜 개개 망고즈네 추억 망고 암저 년대라 다디 수수 지고 냐마되지 수수 연연 도보도 들어가 펜싱 군내란제 삼바상부치다 아니 서버 공다 아니 수준송다 아니 근데라고네 삼바상부제 돈에 계제 직직셔도 이네 추억 짐바르데 추억 짐바 추억 짐바데 다 추억 밀려야 추억 짐바다 하더라 계제 셔야더라 다양 셔도 배적 암조 많이 붙이지 셔야되나 용거 말다 배적 닝도 하면 따오르면 아제 셔 배적 닝게 다 nhập 될 수죠
Right. So when we look at this generosity, we can say that it has 3 divisions and 4 divisions. So in this text, it has 3 divisions. So the generosity of the Dharma, generosity of material things, generosity of the Dharma, and generosity of fearlessness. Also, you can say the generosity of love is there in some presentations. So there's either the presentation of the 3 types of giving or the 4. Now, when we talk about giving of material things, this is material substances. So, like money and cups and material things, fairly obvious, right? So the second type of one is the generosity with the Dharma. So this, we're not actually able to give that much physical generosity, and realistically, that's of not that much benefit. Giving of the Dharma is much more beneficial. This is of real benefit. So, if you had the opportunity to listen to many teachings, right, and understand, then you should be able to use this to help others. So you should be able to help others, encourage others, and help them to do things like practice generosity, morality, patience, and so forth. So if you help others in this way, this can be said to have the generosity with Dharma words, or the giving of Dharma words. However, if you haven't been listening to the teachings as you were supposed to be, then you're not going to really be able to tell anybody else. So if you're just kind of bored and thinking about something else, then it's going to be difficult for your generosity. You said maybe we'll scare you off.
민주가 잡지 말아야 돼. 다 잠도 돼야도 세계요래. 이나 다 오늘 배나한테 배나 튼도로 배나 배차셔나 정말 부정말 엔스라 엔스. 엔스 망올레기도 되지 람사 대 부메마 저시제. 콜라 툭 쉬우제 아니 저나도 만자다 저 지금 엄마는 라다 그 만에디 년제 누구래 까마 쥐티 샤더와 콜라 많이 탄다 네그 토마디 파도셔 그저도 혼자 소 잡으 심지 남산디 부메 torje 세sek도 근데 지금 말을 아니 강보장원스디 스파이더 그 남산 참아셔야지 거기 등산 등도와 잡아야지 잡 아니 나라다 저거 가서 상황 장마대는 부망서다 실로
when it talks about the protection from fear, well, the real protection from fear is giving refuge to other beings. However, things like helping insects, protecting insects is giving protection from fear. So, for example, ants, if you have ants in your kitchen or so forth, then it's not necessary to just kill them straight away, right? If you can wait, be patient with them, maybe say some mantras to the ants, and then leave them for a few minutes, and they'll naturally go away by themselves, right? So they'll go naturally, rather than many people just immediately try and kill them. Also, it's the same with spiders. Many people just try and kill spiders or flies or whatever insects they might find in their house. However, it's not necessary to do this. Basically, you can put them outside of the house if you don't want them inside, and then they can go and do their thing all happily outside, and it's no problem. So this example of not killing and protecting these insects would be an example of giving protection from fear.
아니 단다 참배 진발라 되는데 요 배낭아서 배낭아랑도 다 단다 태과 준비 취진이지 심지 탐제 쉬어되네 셈바 상부치기 인사 저러 다 딜에 차고 마셔야지 뒤에 심지 신을 봐 당신 봐 셈바 상부치가 뒤에 봐 당신 참바 찬조
okay.
뒤에 봐 당신 대마셔는 아주 딜라 차진시제 야디 진대 아니가도 아주 태과 준비 취어되 배하고래 내주 셈바 상부치 뒤하고 쇼를 딜어야 당지 차관리 야디 담사래 야디 담 완전 짐벌레는 담이 온 거라 어디 편도 저고요.
So when we talk about giving of love, this would be like giving, we develop this attitude that may I attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings and have this wish for all beings to be happy. So actually offering that attitude, offering that wish to others, give that wish to others, that would be an example of giving love. So this is very beneficial to do because otherwise you can get kind of caught up in it and hold on to this Mahayana tradition's awesome and hold and really grasp onto your attitude, and it actually produces more self-grasping. So by actually offering it to others is very beneficial and helps to have a more clearer mind.
다디네 주림라 주림이 뭐 주림이 예와라 다 주림에서는 송에 심바래 다디 다디 리그레 송에 심바지 송심 다디 채널 디우마레 데 채널 디우마레 세야지도 어디 다디 주림디 수수수 송겹치고 버럭래 치고라 주림이 어디 송에 심바데레.
So when we talk about ethics, it's said to be the mind that protects. That's the definition of ethics. So basically what it means is it recognizes what is appropriate to do and what's not. So it's, you can do this action and don't do that action, not doing the actions that are harmful. So in a way, this is how it protects. It's like a protector. It protects you from negative actions.
다들 예주된베 주든 교진 심제 주진 심소라 예주된베 주는데 다 예와 소제게면 고마고고는 다르 제게면서 디제들 예발을 왕랑저 소제나 동안난 루로다 어다가 디체는 다 소제 지금에 꾸마구나 동안난 루로 어딘데 chen 예발을 때문에 네 주름 소야 될 예주된베 주름 소라.
So then we have three types of ethics. This is page 164 now. The ethics of restraint, the ethics of gathering virtuous qualities, and the ethics of bringing about the welfare of sentient beings. So the ethics of restraint would be simply refraining from negative actions such as killing and so forth. So we already know that we need to refrain from killing. Simply, if you kill, you go to jail. So therefore,
ranjizi semsonga so kizure darwa ranjizi sem gyawachudu sudum achi gyamrochiya mane thaya shugure ne machenana yago nyeba yongo mare nyeba yongorwa ta gebe chu chebeyina ne yago yore digbe chu chena yago yomare chene gewa ya khumbe de chen gebe kana semsungje de jorwa ta adi gyawachudu sudum seba.
So The ethics of gathering virtuous qualities. How is this said to protect the mind? Well, it protects your mind, from my own perspective, would protect your mind from things like self-cherishing, right? So practices like engaging in refuge and other virtuous activities. This is protects your mind. The more virtuous actions you do also protects your mind from engaging in non-virtuous, or protects from engaging in non-virtuous actions. So this is how this protects.
Okay,
so then the ethics of bringing about the welfare of sentient beings is the commitment of the bodhisattvas. Okay, then patience. Okay, so page 167 now. So the essence of patience, it's translated here as the entity, which is fine. Seconda, simtua. Oh, sorry. The mind is said to be a mind that is not disturbed.
Please this let on the left. Thank you. Yeah. 어디래다 수병 어디 먼저 수발라디 종케제 대야 말다 수수세 맞고지 대야 돼 미슈 종케 심축되나 서 말다 가제게 수발라디 미슈나 아니 가가 대야도 this 말 sim 맞고나 서 심축나 미슈 종케드네 또 겨래.
Right, so this is talking about patience here being a mental thing, of your mind not being disturbed, right? Some people might okay, so if you receive harm or anything like that, your mind's not disturbed. So some people might not actively do anything, but their mind would be disturbed. So this isn't the practice of patience. So the patience is the mind that's not disturbed.
제가 뇌절의 체면에 비해서 봐서 어디다 미슈거든 책도자 나와든 가르쳐버리는 그래서 심마도 것이지 대토스나나 뇌절의 체면에 비해서 와래.
Okay, so the first type of patience is this type of patience which doesn't get disturbed when others harm us. There is the patience of not paying heed to the harm by others.
아니 다 들어봐 동해 단행 것을 봐봐.
Right.
동해 단행 것을 봤을 때 내 나자유나 아니 될라 당연시 디 아서 나가도 저거도 맞으면서 니리 나랑 엄마 저엄마 나랑 랭이 뭐서베 되우래 되우디 미스 삼다야 야 동련시야 미신지 동에도 거쳐와서 동네다 딜라 동 망고요라 동에 당연시 당 서바치다 망고요라 동에 당연시 서바서 되나.
So the second is the patience of accepting the suffering that arises in one's own continuum. So this might be like if you experience sickness or suffering like that, to not feel negative about it, not feel bad about it, but rather to feel that this is the result of your negative karma in the past. So, you can accept it in that way, and you can also do things like the practice of giving and taking.
초롱에서 있어서데 안 데려와서 먼저 최지도 갈래도 와라 곰자도 갈래서도 개반나고도 빼만나고도 아니 차제도 갈래도 아니 지 로아 최든데 지도다 최 두즈지도 다 최고 돈달라 로아 갈래도 최선이 지야라 나란서 냠내 지야라 갈래도 와잖아 이제 다 될라 초롱에서 있어서다 고 갈래 요바디 갈래들 당연시지 아니야 여기나 아니 야야야야 갈래 여기도 그러와 어디 시고.
So the third one is the patience of a mind certain with respect to the Dharma. So this is basically whenever you engage in Dharma practice or activities, there's difficulties associated with it. Like there might be physical problems of your feet might, like limbs might get, your knees might get sore, your feet might get sore, so forth, right? And whatever practice you do, there's always, there's going to be difficulties with the practice, but not being put off by these, but rather continuously continue to practice. And this way your understanding develops more and more and more. So this type of patience allows you to gain certainty with the Dharma.
다 수바 먹으면 있나? 저 콘도사르와 콘도사르 다디 님이 콘도 님이 뜻이잖아요.
Okay. So if we don't practice patience, that's when we arise anger. So it's good here to talk quickly about the disadvantages of anger.
저 낭배 취해지네 셰비나 콘도기 수수 깨봐 하바디 먼저 배 chanju심 받은 제가 먼저 콘도 사비나 미페저디 율레 chanju심 여바다 나 하고 말와 안데라 먼저 콘도 사비나 콘도 사바디기 콘도 바로 먼저 콘도 사비나 미델라 되는 콘도 지단디 아니 깨와 돈도 사베다 깨와 매우 차로 거래라 깨와 돈도 사고 예진단 디지털 레저 콘도 지기 좀 봐시 손도 깨와 돈도 사고 예 진단 디지털라서 레저 간이 디군장 콘도 지기 좀 봐시 손도 준준나는데
Okay,
chanju semba jigla trebeina ani 깨와 돈도 사베 당아서 깨와 사야라니 깔려 쉬우도 알아 깨와 지야라 최지야 깨와 sem바야고 지야 깔려 쉬우도 안디게 겨와게 소남 사샤라 소남디 겨바 똥라 사베 소남디 콘도 찌기 매우스로 그래서 당한도 삽삽체 콘도 제가 디 콘도 니믹 디 시나야고요라.
So, when we talk about one of the main faults is anger, is that it damages our virtue, right, or destroys our virtue. So, particularly if you arise anger towards somebody who's a bodhisattva, who has this mind of bodhicitta, and you can't know who has this mind. You can't see into other beings' minds. So you don't know who has this mind. But if you were to arise anger to this type of being, it's said to destroy kapa tondrak. Gat gamare. Okay, it says 100 eons in the text, but actually it's 1,000 eons. Oh, didn't you shimber? Lassa. Yeah, right. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong verse. So this merit that it's difficult to generate, we can easily destroy 1,000 eons worth. So it says here in the Gaji and the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, page 168. What has been gathered in 1,000 eons, like giving an offering to those gone to bliss? All those good deeds, whatever there is, an instant of anger destroys them all. So, whatever you've spent all this effort to develop all this virtuous merit, and it's very difficult to do this. It takes a lot of effort. Can easily be 1,000 eons of this can be destroyed in just one moment of anger. Okay, so then we move on to page 172, the entity of joyous effort. Joyous effort is explained as a mind that greatly delights of the view of gathering virtue or working for the welfare of sentient beings. So it's that which delights in virtue, right? The mind that really delights in virtue, this is joyous effort. Okay, so this first one is Amalite joyous effort. So this is which protects one from going on in like inappropriate or literally non-harmonious direction and redirects one to go on a positive or harmonious direction. So this would be like if somebody says, don't practice Dharma, let's take a holiday, have a break, and then when you come back you can do your Dharma practice. So it'd be like not like that. It would be actually, no, don't do that, but use the time now to practice Dharma because this stops us going in like doing like non-harmonious or maybe non-positive direction, keeps us on a positive direction. So it kind of protects us from this going off in the wrong direction. So this analogy is used of armor, right? Like if you're going to war, armor protects you from being hit or shot or something like this. So this protects you from laziness and this so forth.
다드네 개와추도 그 준비 사대 다다 진바다야 주든서 무튜네 지야도 상마레 이와 진바다야 주든서 소고야 삼대고야 제시로 고야도 상마 무튜네 지도야 되게 상마 아니 개와추도 준비래 다와.
So then the joyous of virtuous dharma is applying yourself to practices of things like the six perfections, so practicing generosity, morality, patience, enthusiasm, concentration and wisdom, and so forth. So engaging in these practices is keeping one's mind focused in a positive direction. So this is the joyous effort of gathering virtuous phenomena.
다 심지 튼지기 준비 사대 따라와 심지 제도 심지 탐제의 시도는 다 개와치기 인생 찬죽심 깨지 라야도 예데 심지 튼지기 수dum래 와.
So the joyous effort of working for the welfare of sentient beings is like that attitude we said, I'll attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So doing this with this attitude is the joyous effort of working for the welfare of sentient beings.
Right,
and so this joyous effort is the antidote to laziness. So today we've covered generosity, morality, patience, and enthusiasm. So next week you get to learn about concentration.
가르스나 먼저 다니 신닝다 로니지 준중나라 제서 개고 싶도록 제가 다 저런도 던다 신고 다 냠는 제일 하대면 던다 신고.
Right. So the reason we've gone over so quickly is majority of the long-term students here have spent 2 years studying all of these perfections in the Bodhisattva Charyavatara. So definitely I can say you should know what they are. Whether you're practicing them or not, it's a different story, but definitely I can say you know what they are.
아니 양 단답파 마다 대답에 자첨보를 다당 아치도서 말해서 심식청차를 때 이게 냠내 찍이가나로 액션 찍이가나 건도 툭듯이 참버서 되어요.
So these practice of these six perfections can seem like quite a vast thing, or maybe an epic sort of task. But through the kindness of the Sangha. So the kindness of Buddhist community gave a special method by which you can combine all of these six perfections into one action. So this should be helpful because it may seem off-putting the magnitude of practicing all the six perfections, but when you can actually see that they can be combined into one action, then this should make more like easier to develop the practice. So I'll give you the example with using the practice of generosity. So for the others, you can think about it later, how they can be combined, but giving the example of generosity. Okay. So if somebody were to give $5 to a beggar or another person, that would be the practice of generosity. So the generosity of generosity is that when you give, say, $5 to somebody else, you get the merit of giving that $5. So you get the generosity of the merit from the generosity of giving $5. So also offering that merit to that person is the generosity of generosity.
다 뒤에 가봐야 아니 랑진지기 팀 쌤그 막고 저거 랑진지기 팀에 쌤 막고 봐도 송투나 당아도 된다 티바 좀 쳐서 신변 쳐쳐고라 다 뒤라 랑진지기 쌤그 팀에 막고 봐도 송투나 아니 진배 추림.
So then the morality of generosity, the morality of generosity would be to protect the mind and protect it during the act of giving. Protecting the mind, protecting it from what? Protecting it from the attitude of self-cherishing. So if the mind is free from the stain of the self-cherishing, that is... it's protected from that self-cherishing attitude or that stain, and that's
self-cherishing said
selfishness. Okay, so protecting from selfishness. Yeah. Right. The morality of generosity finished. Yep, that's good. Okay. So then the patience of generosity would be, for example, if you gave somebody $5 and they go, "What are you giving me $5 for? I need $10," right? At this point, then you practice the patience of generosity.
아니 진배 준비 다 진배 무트는 다가 단대게 다 미라고 뭔가 되거든 다 무트네 가고 된대 지마에 가 양자다 무트네 다 진배 당기 예선 상무 다 아니 개와지 가와 거면 동안 결을 돌아라 아 내 빼고 좀 뭔가 되지 총성 빼고 그래서 내가 무트 지마에 되게 있으나 이거.
So the joyous effort of generosity would be like when you give, say, $5, that you feel inspired to continue to give, right? So do you think, oh yeah, I'll give more, right? I'll give $5 again, and also that you take great joy in the act of giving and rejoice in the act of generosity. So that's the joyous effort of generosity.
다 진배 3대 가라나 아니 셈디 대간라 내고나 진배 다야가 셈 샹산은 진배 당 셈다면들 인도다
right
셈 많이 봐지다 진배 당서 대간라 셈마 내버체 대도위나 아니 진배 3대래다.
Okay, so then the concentration of generosity would be to keep your mind focused, right? Abiding on the act of generosity. Like sometimes we might be giving money, but already we're thinking of something else, right? Our mind's distracted and we just kind of... so this to avoid this, really keep your mind focused on the act of giving.
Pushing down or chart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's very important to have this focus when you give. If you kind of just sort of like, I don't know, like chuck money at somebody or something, it's not very that respectful, right? Like, if you actually offer properly with your body, get your body and your mind focused on it and involved, then this is better, right? It shows more like positive attitude. Otherwise, it can be seen like maybe you're looking down or disrespecting somebody if you don't give in this way.
밀라테 수수랑도 그래 공가도 들랑도 tuk바단 차든데 söje 쇼베 신다 개면은 이제 자주 söje 차고 추차고지 게도이나 미칠로 되니 쇼 차대요로 콜로 추차고지 더다 수수랑도 이제 돼야 돼 그래서 야가나래디 요거 다르거든 야가든데 벤접도 식도 저건도 미추고 가져 있는 짐바다면인가 돼 고랑 연구를 진다디 이제 되그래다며
So there's this tradition in Tibet, like 2 or 3 special days of the year. Then it's customary to practice generosity. So at this point, it's very important that you actually, whatever you're giving yourself, right? You don't get somebody to give on behalf of you. So you know, like whatever you can do, you might make food like tukpa, which is like noodle soup, or tea, or some people even just give like hot water, right? If they can't give anything else. But even the wealthiest, like people, it's important that they go out themselves and give the generosity. Don't get somebody to give on behalf.
One time, I went to Pambo to Lhasa evening truck. That time we don't have bus, truck. And the truck, they're not allowed people put on the top. It's illegal. And then driving north, traffic police midnight 10 o'clock, traffic police go home. And he go to 11, go to the city. And we sit in somewhere wet. The takes back truck in 3 hours. And then they're drinking lots of chang, we a little bit of water. We have 15 people, and they were drinking lots of chang, drinking.
Chang is like
One
very
like a beer or
yeah, but very strong beer. It's at least like 15%.
And then this driver we push him down, push, then he drive like that, and suddenly truck stop, and he come out, he moves something, and then truck doesn't walk, no start, and we wait. We don't have warm clothes. Just we thought just one day there Arab in Lhasa. We just will. Oh, Then we walk maybe 4 hours walk. In the morning 6 o'clock Arab there in Pago. And the Pago lots of Lhasa people generous for beggar tea in Tupa. And we we did similar beggar, we don't have cup, and someone beggar said, I have extra cup, and we use this tea was delicious. Tukpa was delicious. Then later, and someone take and he born some the Targu born Kewa some wire.
Wire? Like tuck.
No,
yeah, it's like a wire.
He cut it, he drove and drunk, he did mix.
Oh, okay. Yeah, wire, cut a wire in the truck.
Truck doesn't well, he made a mistake, and then one person turning this wire, he started, quickly. That wow, we're praising it that time. Wow, unbelievable cows, we all run and then higher, and we touched it and we eat some ice, and then nobody stopped in the net because between I think 3 women, 12 men, most of them heading driving operating, no one stopped. We did some similar work. No one stopped. Go more faster. At that time, morning kuba, jaga kuba, we had jaga kuba, delicious. There are jimba, that all. That share, bro, share, jimbe share.
Jimbe something, sorry, jimbe share.
Jimbe share. Jimbe share, Karelana. Jimba taya yu, jimbe te, jimba tongbo borani, tangma. Demba mato, chiclic tennis, the same nalada. Rangun to a temper now shag door. This now show the Zina, the chart of water. And it is Tama Temba Mato, then do Juma de some down to Vina, and it Sherab Dilla, and Jimbe Sherab Silla water.
So you'll Zetang
Jimba and Tomba Borani. Jimbatan say you, Jimbe Ze, and Jimbatang Tambo Borani or Shilam Nandi. Right?
Yeah, right.
Jimbadan say you, Ze, Jimbe Moche, Jimbe Tombo Borani, de Lam Nandi.
Okay. So when we talk about the wisdom of generosity, then this is seeing the three: the object of giving, the substance of giving, and the giver. Right? All these three are free from this true existence. So when we understand that these three are free from this true existence, this is the wisdom of generosity.
That's another chudim jimba, chudim ma jaarda. Netine swebe jundu swebe jimba samde sere dishina ne shigere jimbe jimba sherab jimba sherab duchene.
Right.
And ma jaarda the chanando rigwadan.
Okay, so this is the gist of how it will go. So you should be able to figure out how it works for the others. So obviously you have the generosity of morality, the morality of morality, the patience of morality, and so forth. And likewise, you have the generosity of patience, the morality of patience, the patience of patience, including all of them up to wisdom. So there's 6 for each of the 6 perfections. But you should be able to, having understood this for generosity, you should be able to figure out how it would work for the others.
어디 제단다 디야 삼루스타나 해고요. 그래서나 통보배 자신부 시우차로 그러더라. 다양 그 제주 지간의 수도면 그냥 레라고 시도하고.
Yeah.
얘네들 직 처서 자는데 그냥 심도 파데도. 수수수술 시도 아니 수수샘디. 안다도 꿀론디 다제적으로 꿀론 직된 최제도 말되어 지와야 돼. 계속 쇼라라.
So this is very vast, right? Like the practice of the 6 perfections can seem very vast and somewhat daunting. However, if we can actually see how we can combine all of the practice of the 6 perfections into one action, this can make it more accessible for us, maybe easier in a way. But it's very important. So it's very important to do this, but it's also very important to have the pure motivation, one that's free from the 8 worldly dharmas. And also free from this attitude of self-cherishing, or you could say selfishness.
Okay,
so we will stop here, but if you have any questions, then it's good to ask.
Yeah.
Different types of bodhicitta. One is shepherd-like, one is pilot-like, and one is king-like.
Oh, okay.
Those terms.
Yeah, so there's the 3 types of bodhicitta. The shepherd-like bodhicitta, normally it's described often as the boatman bodhicitta, and then the king-like bodhicitta. So the Jangjit Sem Somyurero, the Galbo the Okay. So this is the type, I guess you could say, or the way in which one develops one's motivation. Right? No, the way. The method. It's the method is, or the not method. Kitang. The way in which, the way in which develops the bodhicitta. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Well, the way in which one develops one's bodhicitta. So the first one, the shepherd-like bodhicitta, is this attitude that first I'll attain enlightenment, and then...
All sentient beings after me.
Oh, that's the king-like bodhicitta. Sorry, yeah. So all sentient beings first attain enlightenment. I'll be the last one to attain enlightenment. So this is the shepherd-like bodhicitta. So yeah, it's like this because a shepherd, the sheep goes in front of the shepherd. He follows behind. So the sheep go first, which is all sentient beings, and then the shepherd follows. Right, and then king-like bodhicitta is first I attain the state of enlightenment, and then I lead all sentient beings to that state of enlightenment. Right. Right. So this pilot or boatman bodhicitta is that all sentient beings, I and all sentient beings attain enlightenment together, because if you're all on a boat together, you get to the destination at the same time. So these are the 3 ways in which literally ways in which one develops one's bodhicitta.
단도 이 지워지 쇠자로 죽도 지워 쇠자로 지워자 아니 딸에 니라 된다데 제마들랑서 이대로 테스트하기요.
So for the discussion, you should all have this copy of the questions.
합 question change.
So yeah, next. So we have 2 more weeks before the exam. So first next week you can do half of them, and then the week after you can go the other half.
Second December 2nd.
December 2nd is the exam.
아니 곰자데 다 단대들이 다들 수수가 되게 내가 지그러 봐. 진짜 간라 아니 바진 툭 상도에 따나야고요.
Okay. So for the meditation, then whatever actions you do, you should try and think about the 6 perfections with those, integrate those into the 6 perfections.
그래서 곰 신의 곰자기나 삼딩을 봐. 삼딩 진바 삼딩 셔럽 디르르다.
So if you're practicing, for example, calm abiding meditation, then you want to think about so you're doing the meditation, the concentration there, but then you also want to do the generosity of concentration and all of those 6 perfections within that.
저저라 레다디 지경하란서 배나 먼저 차비지라 칼라스테비나 킬라 칼라테비나 시미지 칼라테비나 어딜로 상다요.
So also if we're like practicing generosity by feeding a dog or a cat, then we can also think about those 6 perfections within that. Right. So if you have this attitude, this motivation to benefit others, then you create a lot of merit from doing this.
제단다 당기 간조 셈 째야데 니마타과 꿀롱데 째제 제tum나 야고요레 니마타과 마시나나 dundare나 팅마치 때면나 다 니마주나나 팅마 다워진나 팅마 숨데든데 chanjuksemje chogade döntumne choga dönmadına tönda samdanan diyor.
Okay. So it's good to assuming this bodhicitta or this commitment to this bodhicitta. So did Tombare do it? Okay, so we have in here these verses you recite that I read out. Like so it's good if you can do this every day. Tingsum, numeric tingsum? Okay, so if you do it like every day, even one time, or maybe if you can't do it every day, do it every week, or maybe do it 3 times a month. And if you can recite the verse, that's fine. But if not, at least just contemplate the meaning.
상 마제사보나서 강의 연구래로도 또야 이잖아. 강의 태백하들라 강의디 그 수수 심디 마토로 제고다. 심디 마토 것이지.
So
대고 계십니다.
Also whatever like aspiration you've developed, you want to maintain it. So in this life we face difficulties. This is a natural part of life. If we haven't fully developed bodhicitta, we're going to face difficulties. But when we face these difficulties or problems, we want to maintain this attitude, have this commitment to maintain this attitude. Okay, so we'll stop here. Subduing the mind of what? Is that right? Like the gathering the 4 disciples? I don't know. What did she say exactly?
I meant earlier the meditation was subduing the mind.
The 6 perfections were to fix your own mind, and the gathering of 4 disciples was to subdue the mind.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So
냠바마오 되병고 시디 냠바마오 아니 편죠 당보들 밀 편도시야 밀 냠바대고 냠바대 당진바당 당보디 밀 편도라 밀 찍제고 되나 미 저자 가고 저라 다디네 계전님보 책님보 셔다 쳐야지 계전님보든데 셔가 냠바마오
okay, right.
냠바마오 니버시 아니 전tum바 다 최단 tumba든데 계제셔야돼 최단 tumba든데
Okay.
최단 다가지 발발하던데 뭐 저라 당신은 되게 막 최단 tumba든데 셔 배낭 아주 람린 공부는 같이 람린 겨우 중에 계제라고
So the got the new put color.
냠바마 틱 냠바마 계제 냠바마 냠바마 계제 냠바셔
Okay, yeah.
틱틱 두자셔는 미나오도 말아 계제 냠바셔
Any sheep do?
아 짐바다와지 냠바마와지 튼튼바지 튼쯤버스 됐다 다 님도를 검자 저랑 검자는 빼야고 요래 나 검자가 아니 님도를 검자고 짐바다나 야고 요래 아니 산이 님도를 짐바단가도
Right.
어디래 튼쯤버스 되래 어디 신시디샤나 베냐고
So this is not normally often translated as the 4 activities to gather disciples. Kirang kaisong so di mi shembagi gyugi tong towa.
안데스
Di pitch di gyoyu mana di kandis.
여다 여르디 저는 이 말을
I'll try and find it in here.
여다 여르디 와스티 여르
It's way back somewhere before, I think.
네래 저는 드베응오고 시식으로 신주 멤버 집에 드베응오고 시식으로 신주 멤버 집에 저는 밀라 짐바타나 냠바테나 냠바테 당고 냠바테 시디 말라시나 하고도 안도
Okay.
미신달이야 아니 냠바다 근데 계좌야 오셔야
Okay, if you could like maybe look for it while I translate the.
Philip, maybe you know this for
Yeah, I'm just trying to find how it's been translated in here. That's all. But anyway, there's the 4 activities for gathering disciples can be described as, practicing things like generosity, making offerings, giving so literally giving presents, right? So when you give physical things to people, this has a positive effect on their mind, right? The second one is having beautiful speech, right? Like having very pleasant, speaking pleasantly for others. The third one would be having harmonious or maybe honest speech where you talk the right. So the speech would be harmonious or concordant with the Dharma. So whatever you say is concordant with the Dharma. And then the fourth one is practicing together. So encouraging people to practice by practicing together. So it's good if you're meditating. So then we meditate together or practicing generosity. It's good that you do that. So you actually inspire people by practicing together with them. Shiba sungsaso. The kerang nyamlin chang yang nyamdu lamlin te. Okay, so is that clear? It's in here somewhere. Yeah, I'll find it for next week. Sorry, was there more?
Homework adding go to for you have how many questions? 30 questions.
To go over the questions.
You have question in finding answer. Correct answer.
We couldn't understand question 2.
You can discuss. You discuss.
I think you better we'll clarify it now.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the 4 thoughts regarding the Dharma that are necessary for a fully qualified wish to take the essence of a perfect human rebirth?
Oh God! It's that's straight from the FMT. That's not one of the Geshe-la's questions.
Your question. You can
do. Maybe if you get the answer, you'll understand the question.
Oh. Yeah, you can a discussion 6 o'clock, right? 6 o'clock do discussion. That's it.
Yeah, some of those questions are directly from a list of suggested ones, and some of them actually Geshe-la put in there. I'm not going to tell you which is which, but you'll figure it out. That one's straight from the guided, like the sample questions.
Yeah, let's go here now.